Hello, dear students. I'm Assistant Professor Roshali Ahel, and in today's session of Fermentation Technology Part 2nd, we are going to learn about the production of microbial enzymes. Basically, we are going to learn about amylase production. Now, amylase, it is the enzyme which is starch degrading, and it is widely distributed in the animal as well as microbial and plant kingdoms. So, while studying amylase production, we are going to study six major points in our topic, which includes what are amylase, then types of amylase, production of amylase by using fermentation technology. We are going to study in detail. Then the next point which we are going to deal with is the determination of enzyme activity. Then purification and industrial application of amylase. All these points we are going to study in detail in our further session. So, before knowing about the amylase enzyme, one must know what are enzymes and what are their applications at the commercial level. So, basically, the enzymes are the biocatalyst. As it is a living agent or a biological agent, so which enhance or increase the rate of reaction. So it is known as biocatalyst. It is a micromolecular biocatalyst which is used in various chemical and metabolic reactions which are carried out, and these enzymes they accelerate or catalyze all these reactions. Generally, these enzymes they helps to convert substrates into product at the faster rate without being converted or without being involved inside the reaction. These microbial enzymes are the biological catalyst for biochemical reactions leading to microbial growth and respiration, as well as to the formation of fermentation products. In various fermentation products are formed or developed in less time due to the presence of different kinds of enzymes. If we study the history of the industrial production of enzyme, then the first enzyme produced industrially was the fungal amylase, which was known as tacadiastase, which is employed as a pharmaceutical agent for the digestive disorder. To repair the digestive disorder, this enzyme is used, and it is the first ever enzyme which was produced at the industrial level. In the year 1969, 80% of all the laundry detergents contained enzymes, chiefly proteases. The detergents which were used in the various laundries were included with the protease enzyme. But during that time, various allergic reactions were seen amongst the uh, producers and users of the detergents containing proteases. So ultimately, enzyme containing detergent use was decreased drastically. So later on, special techniques like micro encapsulation of these enzymes were developed, which could provide dustless protease preparation, and it was risk free enzyme product which was used in the market by the different types of workers and the consumers. If we study the production of commercial enzymes by different organisms, then around 60% of enzymes are produced by using fungal culture. By using bacteria, 25% of enzymes are produced at industrial level. By using yeast, 4%, streptomyces, 2%, and by using higher animals and higher plants, 6% and 4% respectively, the enzyme production is carried out at the industrial level. So this was all about the general introduction about the enzymes. Now let's start with our actual point, which includes amylase. Now what are amylase? Amylase are the important hydrolase enzyme which have been widely used since many decades. Basically, amylase, it is used to break down the alpha 1 4 glycosidic linkage present inside the starch molecule. This enzyme randomly cleaves the internal glycosidic linkage in the starch molecule, which helps in the release of different kinds of sugars. Basically, after the hydrolysis of starch or after the cleavage of glycosidic linkage present inside the starch, enzyme can yield dextrins and different types of oligosaccharides. Now, oligosaccharides are the molecules or the carbohydrate which contains more than two sugars. So now the next point is types of amylase. Now there are basically three types of amylase: alpha amylase, beta amylase, and the gamma amylase. And depending on their structure and the mode of action, these enzymes are classified into three types. So the first type is alpha amylase. Alpha amylase is a hydrolase enzyme that catalyzes the hydrolysis of internal alpha 1 4 glycosidic linkage in the starch. This enzyme, alpha amylase enzyme, it acts on the alpha 1 4 glycosidic bond which is present inside the starch molecule, and it helps to break down or cleave these alpha 1 4 glycosidic linkages. And due to cleavage of this linkage, the starch molecule, it is break down into glucose and maltose sugar, or the product which is yield after the cleavage of alpha 1 4 glycosidic linkage with the help of alpha amylase is glucose and maltose. It is a calcium metalloenzyme. That is, alpha amylase, it depends on the presence of a metal cofactor for its activity. Alpha amylase alone, it cannot cleave or break down this linkage. It requires a cofactor, and the cofactor here he requires is the metal. So alpha amylase, it is also known as calcium metalloenzyme. Generally, the high activity of alpha amylase, it is observed at the pH range of 7, or at the neutral pH. Alpha amylase shows the high activity. Then the next type of amylase is beta amylase. Beta amylase is an exohydrolase enzyme that acts from the non-reducing end of the polysaccharide chain. Generally, this beta amylase enzyme, it acts on the non-reducing side present in the polysaccharide chain. It also hydrolyzes alpha 1 4 glucan linkage to yield successive maltose unit. Generally, beta amylase, it breaks or cleaves the alpha 1 4 glucan linkage, and when the alpha 1 4 glucan linkage is cleaved, the starch or our substrate which is starch, it is converted into maltose. Different types of maltose units are obtained by the cleavage of this alpha 1 4 glucan linkage. Since it is unable to cleave branch linkage in the branched polysaccharides such as glycogen or amylopectin, the hydrolysis is incomplete and dextrin unit remains. Beta amylase, it cannot break the branched linkages which are present in like amylopectin. There are branch linkages observed. This amylase, it does not have the ability to break those branched linkages. So various major elements like dextrin units remains as it is, and it cannot break those dextrin units into further parts. Next, and the third type of amylase is the gamma amylase. Now gamma amylase, it cleaves alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkages in addition to cleaving the last alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Now, as you have seen in beta amylase, it cannot break the branched linkages, but gamma amylase have the ability to break the branched linkages also, and it generally cleaves alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage, as well as it can also break the gamma 1,4 glycosidic linkage which are present at the non-reducing end. It have the ability to break the bond between amylose and amylopectin which is present at the non-reducing end. This alpha amylase, it yields glucose molecule after the cleavage of alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage, whereas it can act most efficiently in the acidic pH. Near about at a 3 pH, it can work more efficiently as compared to the other type of amylase enzyme. So, this is all about the general introduction about amylase enzyme. In the next session, we will start with the production process of amylase. Thank you.